Hey, it's Chris Doherty, Doherty Properties, and I want to come to you with something that I was just asked from a client, and that is, should I sell my property or should I rent my property out? That this client is at a point in their life where they've decided they want to make a move and they're just trying to figure out what is the best course of action for them, okay? The first thing that you need to know, which is critical and that a lot of people are not aware of, is that if you sell your primary home, in that the fact that you've lived there for 2 years consecutively out of the last 5, then when you sell that home, if you're single, your gain, if it's $250,000 or less, is tax-free. If you're married and your gain is $500,000 or less, is tax-free. There are not many times in your life that you get a tax-free gain where the government is not charging you capital gains. And so a major consideration that you have to think about is if you sell your property right now, then you will get a tax-free sale if you are within the limits on that property. So the quick math is, if you bought the home for $300 and you're now selling it for $500, you're going to have a gain of $200,000. But you're also going to be able to deduct your broker fees, your legal fees, your other fees as part of the sale. So maybe your gain is $175,000. But guess what? If you live there for 2 out of 5 years, you don't have to pay a tax. Your closing attorney is not even going to report that to the government because it's a non-taxable event. Now, when you start to rent your property, you start to change that. You're going to start to depreciate that property. You can still get a primary home deduction, but you have to live there 2 out of the last 5 years. So every year you start to rent this, you may erode that tax savings and benefit. So what do? You have to go through the math and say, okay, if I get the tax-free gain, what is it going to be? If I'm going to rent it out, how much money am I getting in rent? What are the expenses? What's the depreciation on the property going to net me every year? And then it's simple math. How many years do I have to rent this out to pay off the tax-free gain? If it's 10 to 12 years, which it probably will be, is that worth it for you? Okay, so always remember, as a seller, you get that tax-free gain. And talk to your accountant about it. Call us. We're always here to help if you have any questions. But that's an important consideration on whether you should be selling or renting out your property. I look forward to seeing you soon.